Hi, Rob Furman here, Senior Analyst at Catoosa Research. I'm here at the VRIC 2017 with the President and CEO of Avino Gold and Silver Mines, David Wolfin. David, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob.
So it's been an exciting day or two so far, lots of buzz. How's it been around the booth?
Oh, very busy.
Yeah, I think the sentiment is definitely better this year than the last few.
That's for
Safe
sure.
to say?
Yep.
That's good to hear. So you guys are a producing company, you've got operations in Mexico. Let's get right into it. So let's talk a little bit about your management team that's put these assets together.
Well, it's a family-run business. It was incorporated in 1968 by my father. I grew up in the mining industry. I worked for the mine in the 80s as a teenager. But we've got about 500 employees. Wow. We've got engineers, geologists, with all kinds of experience. Our chief operating officer is a graduate of Colorado School of Mines.
Yeah.
He worked for Lewisman and then Primero, the San Dimas mine. And at the board level, we've got over 300 years of experience. Many names are familiar that you would know.
Yeah, oh, that's exciting. So let's talk a little bit about these projects. How many do you have, and what's your production profile looking like for this year?
Yeah, so we've got 2 operating mines in Mexico on 1 property. Right. So that's fantastic because you don't have 2 separate operations, so it keeps costs down.
That is good.
And in 2015, we were all-in sustaining at $10.50, so we were best in class in our peer group.
Right.
We produced in 2016 2.7 million ounces of silver equivalent. Wow. We're on pace to do that again this year.
Right.
But we announced today our expansion plans for the Mexican operation. Right now it's processing at 1,500 tons per day.
Okay.
And we're going to boost capacity by 70%. We're going up to 2,500 tons per day.
Okay.
And the market seems to like it. We've traded over 1 million shares today.
Oh, that's a good start. So let's keep going with that. What is it going to cost to increase production? What's the CapEx?
It's about $8 million.
Okay.
US. And underground equipment we can finance, but we already have an underground mining fleet.
Right.
And we have finance packages with Caterpillar and Sandvik, so we can buy brand new equipment off the shelf.
Yep.
And state of the art, and that's why our costs are low, because we've got very good efficiencies.
Right. That's exciting. So let's talk a little bit about what are the grades associated with these projects. What are we looking at?
Well, the San Gonzalo mine, it's about 280 to 300 grams gold and 1.5 to 2 grams or gold, and 280 to 300 silver.
Right, that's pretty high grade.
We brought that in line, declared commercial production in the 4th quarter of 2012. So we've got 4 years of commercial production on our belt.
Yep.
We took that positive cash flow and expanded the mine. We dewatered the old Avino mine that we operated for 27 years.
Right.
And so it took 1.5 years to pump out 1 million cubic meters of water.
Right.
So we brought that online in January 1st, 2015. And you can see our production profile is ramped up when the rest of the industry was contracting.
Yeah, that's an exciting time to be building that development stage asset into a new producing one. You're right at the bottom of the trough. You're quite leveraged to a rising silver price now.
Correct.
So what else is on the docket for you guys? This is your sort of production growth profile for the next little bit. Is there anything organically you could do around the assets? You can expand them?
Absolutely. We have a window on the surface where there's veins exposed on the surface.
Okay.
We're on a volcanic caldera, which is very prolific. There's all kinds of old mines on our property.
Lots of artisanal stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, Avino is the very first mine ever discovered in the state of Durango. In 1558, Captain Iber of Cortez's army, he claimed to have found a mountain of silver.
Wow,
so that's
good history.
Most people say there can't be anything left.
Yeah, sure.
But they high graded near the surface. They didn't have drill rigs back then. In the 1800s, the British owned it. Avino was listed on the London Stock Exchange.
Oh, wow.
Had a market cap of £1 million. And then it was all destroyed in the Revolution in 1910, 1912. And then we got involved and rebuilt on the old foundations in the 70s.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
And one more thing I'd like to say about the geology is it's directly adjoining us is La Preciosa core mining. It's recently been mothballed, but it just shows you the caliber of this system that we're on. It's huge.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question, is who are the neighbors and what's around you guys? There's lots of activity.
That's the big one next to us. And then there's not a whole lot, because we're right in the heart of Mexico, or in Durango, and a lot of the other mines are on the perimeter of the state.
Okay.
And we find, because it's been there for hundreds of years, we've got infrastructure. We've got a paved road to the doorstep of the mine.
Yeah.
We've got 480 people working for us. 80% of them come from the local villages surrounding us, and 20%, if we need extra skilled labor, we'll house on site. We built a housing place.
Right, sure. And you guys have a good relationship with the Mexicans down there. I've always heard that's important to have that relationship with those communities next to the mine.
100% Mexican labor force, because in the 70s and 80s, we only owned 49% of the mine because the laws didn't change until NAFTA.
Right.
And so that we thought that was better than nothing. So in 2006, we bought them out. But because we had that partnership, it forced us to create relationships with the local communities, and they were created by our partners, which are Mexican.
Perfect. That's a great spot to be in. So being a producing company, you guys are cash flow positive. Can the market expect anything on the capital raising front for this year, or are you guys okay?
No, we did a 10 million bought deal financing in Q4 last year, so we've got about 20 million US in the bank, and we're funded up to do our expansion.
Right, that's exciting. What was the bought deal done at? What price?
It was $1.57 US.
Okay, and what's Avino trading at today after your big news?
I don't know what it's at right now, but it's roughly around that price, maybe a bit higher. It hit 205 Canadian on the venture, so it's up 15, 20 cents.
Exciting.
And it's listed on the NYSE MKT market, and it's traded over 1 million shares today.
Wow, that's good to hear. So let's talk a little bit about the catalysts that investors can look for the next couple quarters from you guys. What are sort of the benchmarks that you're looking for?
Sure, we're exploring on the property. We're developing the Avino vein system. It's a stockwork system. It's huge. It's probably 50 meters wide at depth and 450 meters long. So we're long hole sublevel caving, which is a cheap form of mining, but we're drilling, we're expanding on it because it's never been drilled at depth and on strike, and because our partners were a private family in the 70s and 80s. So there's a lot of potential there and around the properties. And then our other asset in Canada, the Braylorn mine, we announced today that we're going to bring that back online this year.
That was recently, you bought that last year?
We bought it in 2014 in Q14 when gold was at 1030.
Right. So you bought that at the bottom.
And Marin asked me, leading up to, how are you going to make an acquisition at this stage of the game? And I said, watch. We did it.
It's a testament to your management tenacity. That's great to see. I appreciate it. It looks like it's going to be a really exciting year for you guys. Lots of good catalysts. I look forward to watching the stock.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by the booth.
Thank you very much.